What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. The Robbie Basel show is back. Week review, weekend preview, usual spiel for this time of the year. Hope everyone's week has been good. And hopefully you guys are ready for another weekend of sports. And I'm gonna say this now: chaos abound. That's like the main headline of the week. From the Champions League with Real Madrid losing a match to the MLB playoffs and the craziness of game 3 of the Mets and the Brewers, that whole series in general. We had the NFL. We have the NFL coming up this weekend. We got more to talk about. But before we do, just a couple of quick housekeeping notes. First of all, announcement on a couple of things with this channel. Then I'll talk about my stuff afterwards. Apologies for no clips for Instagram yet. And Basel breakdowns. I've currently got a really compacted a very busy schedule. I just haven't had the time to record either or. Clips. Wow, I don't know if I'm having my voice there. Clips should be coming for this video, and they should be live tomorrow morning. If it's not tomorrow morning because of how busy I am, they could come out Saturday, but if there's nothing out on Saturday, there's gonna be no clips from this video. Basel breakdown, I know will not happen this video as of right now. Clips might, breakdown no, breakdown next week. Should be next week. I just don't know. There's like a lot going on. With midterms and everything. So there's a good shot that breakdowns get pushed back even more, which I'm sorry. Like I've had breakdowns ready for. We might post an old breakdown on the red card rules, eventually, but right now I just don't know. Which is my bad. I promised breakdowns, and I haven't been able to do that for you guys, which I'm trying to get myself back and ready to go and get some breakdowns out for you guys. Hopefully I'm recording one, maybe doing one for this weekend after the show, but who knows? So that's taken care of. So yeah, apologies for no clips breakdowns recently. The two big announcements. The first one, there might be another Instagram page for me. With Into the Stands not having an Instagram, not happening anymore. There's going to probably be an Instagram that launches over probably within the next week or so, showing clips of my broadcast career so far. So from last spring, because I didn't get clips from the fall like an idiot. Clips from the spring, clips from my first game with Iona George Washington, and the game I'm doing tomorrow, which is the other announcement. I am doing play-by-play for Iona women's soccer. First game of a 2-game Iona soccer doubleheader, 11 a.m. Eastern time on Saturday morning, 10/5, October 5th, 11 a.m. It's Iona facing top of the table Canisius. It's going to be a good one. Me and Charlie on the call, and then Charlie is calling game 2 with Chris. You all know Chris from, if you watch Into the Stands, it's Chris Gambino from Into the Stands. So that's what's going on tomorrow. I am going to be on play-by-play. It's going to be a good time. Hopefully you guys can tune into the game. Link to my broadcast will be in the description of this video. So we've gone over that Instagram for, I think it's going to be called RB Broadcasting or Robbie Basel Broadcasting. I don't even know yet. I don't know what rolls off the tongue well, but honestly, who the hell knows? I'll hopefully have all the clips ready for an Instagram post within the next week or so. But with how much is going on, I honestly have no idea. Because I have my game, I have stuff on Sunday, I'm very busy. So hopefully I have stuff ready for you guys. New Instagram ready to go with multiple posts entering next week or at some point next week. You'll probably find that out more in the Tuesday video, which is the final announcement for real. I know this intro has been going on for about 5 minutes, but we'll just give you an update on the schedule for videos. So today, normal video. This is the last normal video for a couple of weeks. The next video is the international break preview, and I'll definitely make a clip of who I'm watching out for during the couple brief international window. We have the NHL season preview on Friday. As of right now, as the NHL season preview should come out on Friday night. That might get switched. I don't know yet because the NBA season preview is the following Tuesday. So during the international break, NFL talk, MLB playoffs will be for more ball knowers, with the NHL and NBA season previews here. That's the plan. Will I be able to execute the plan? Who the hell knows? You guys know this channel by now. But that's the idea that I have. International window, you have World Cup qualifying. I don't even know if the Euros, we still like the UEFA Nations League, which is affecting World Cup qualifying, which is why we're even going to talk about it. That video won't be very long. At least that's the goal. But honestly, who knows? Asia and South America World Cup qualifying, which has been madness, will be featured probably in the next video. So make sure to check that out. No Empire Sports Media thing for me this weekend, and that's all the announcements, finally. 7 minutes in, and we've ran through like 20 announcements. Cool. But yeah, lastly, once again, make sure to check out my broadcast tomorrow on ESPN. Iona Canisius, link in description. So where to start? I was gonna start with the Champions League. That was the plan, but we're not doing that. The MLB playoffs are total madness, and apparently I can't predict anything. So let's go over this, shall we? So if you remember, I predicted the Brewers to beat the Mets. I had the Astros walking through the Tigers, Baltimore walking through the Royals, and the Padres beating the Braves. That's where my predictions were. I got one right. Tough scenes. But the script writers, or whatever you want to call them, brought us more chaos. And I'm here for it. Let's dive right into this. We started it off with the Tigers and the Astros, and I had a low-scoring series with a little bit of madness towards the end. Well, I did get that part right. It was just for the wrong team. Because you see, the Astros offense apparently wanted to have a nice stay in Cancun already. And they scored 3 runs in 2 games, which makes total sense. The Astros went out and lost 3-1 in game 1, lost 5-2, including a late 8th inning rally by the Tigers, who put up 4 in the 8th to win game 2 and advance. Big day it was Andy Ibanez, who hit the bases clearing triple or double or whatever, bases clearing extra base hit to give the Tigers the lead and eventually help them win the game. The Tigers will be advancing to play the Guardians in the Battle of the American League. What is happening? Tigers Guardians in the Battle of the American League Central. Yeah, that makes sense. But we do not stop at the AL Central there, because the Royals, who I absolutely flamed in the last video, saying that they're not going to have any offense, didn't have an offense and played the worst series I've ever seen. 1-0 game 1 and 2-1 game 2. I did not have enough confidence in Cole Reagans and Seth Lugo. And guess what? I should have had more confidence in Cole Reagans and Seth Lugo, because they were both great. 10 1/3 combined innings pitched. The starting pitching allowed 1 earned run, but the bullpen from Bubic and Erseg and Schreiber and Long Zerpa All the other pieces, you go back to game one, it was Long, Bubic, and Ursig. They allowed 0 runs. 0. Nil. Nothing. See my eye through there? They scored as many runs as in this hand. 0. And dismantle this Orioles offense, which has pieces like Rutschman and Henderson and Westberg, Santander, Mountcastle, O'Hearn, Cowser. They have so much talent, but were not able to put it together in the end. The Royals won game one in the sixth inning when they scored 1 run, and then in game two, it was once again the sixth inning where the Royals scored a go-ahead run, and that's that. The Orioles score 1 run in 2 games and are eliminated. Their collapse is insane. They don't. The Baltimore Orioles are special. Look at how the end of the year. They went out and swept the Twins and took a series against the Yankees, but they struggled against the Giants before. They struggled against the Tigers. And guess what? The Tigers again. And Boston and Tampa. They struggled in the beginning of September, which did not help their momentum at all. Gave up the division lead. And they sold. And they really sold. 1-0 and 2. That's terrible. I said that series was going to have nothing happen and the Orioles were going to win. Well, nothing happened and the Orioles lost. What else happened in the wild card? So it's going to be the Royals and the Yankees, which sounds even more weird. Are we sure we're not in 2014 or 15? And the Tigers and the Guardians, which screams mid 2010s playoff matchup. But the National League was kind of weird and not weird for one series and very, very weird in the other. The not weird series was the Padres and the Braves. The Padres put the pedal to the metal, led by Fernando Tatis and Kyle Higashioka and Michael King. That's not what I had in my notes. Michael King dicing the Braves. Sure. It's like, what? These playoffs are making 0 sense, and I'm here for it. Michael King slices and dices his way in game one. In game two, it's more weirdness because Joe Musgrove got hurt. And then you all thought it was going to go to crap when Jason Adam was blowing the lead in the eighth. But Robert Suarez locks it down. And the Padres, a team I didn't even have making the playoffs, eliminates the only team left from the World Series prediction I had made in March. I had the Braves and the Mariners. They're both out before the division series. To be fair, the Braves were injured to hell and back. Of course, they didn't have Ronald Acuna. But wow, no offense. Where is the offense? Like, yes, we at least got something in game two, headlined by the Padres' 5-run second inning. But their offense stalled right afterwards. I'm serious. 5-run second inning, they didn't score afterwards. The Braves did chip away at it a little bit and got it to 5-4, but it's not enough as another sweep. And the Padres move on to face the Dodgers. But the reason that this video was not made last night, like I thought I was going to do, was there was a pesky foe out in Queens that wanted to cause more chaos. And that is the late inning magic of the New York Mets. Oh my God. How are they here? Why? Why? You know what? Weirdness. Sure. Game one. Pitching just sucked. This game took like 20 years. Severino got off to a horrible start, allowing 2 in the first. And then the Braves scored 2 more runs, but it was only 3 earned for Severino. He locked it down, and the bullpen shut the Brewers down. Mets big offensive days from Mark Vientos, Winker, and Martinez. Some of those names we will mention later. And shout out Pete Alonso for getting on base 3 out of his 4 plate appearances. As the Mets win game one, 8-4, headlined by the offense. But then the script gets flipped in game two. And this is where the concerns begin. The Brewers threw out Frankie Montas. He wasn't great, but the bullpen holds it down for Milwaukee this time, including shutting out the Mets after the Montas came out. But the Brewers' bats came to play late. Home runs. Let's just go through game two again because I gotta get my notes up. And this is the part that sucks, is that the Wi-Fi is down for Iona again, slightly again. So the Brewers, I'll just put it like this: Brewers set it late. Offense comes alive late, and that was that. The Brewers went out and win game two off eighth inning heroics to take the second game and put us in a do or die situation with one game to go, which puts us to last night in a very boring and then insane game three. It was on the mound for the Mets was Jose Quintana, which I questioned immediately, and I shouldn't have because he was locking down the Brewers the whole time. But if we look at the box score, the Brewers threw out a rookie, and he was slicing and dicing through the Mets offense. And his name is a name I haven't talked about all year. It's not even going to load for me today. Was what was his name again? Myers? Yeah, Tobias Myers. 5 innings, 2 hits, no earned runs, struck out 5, walking 0 on 66 pitches. He was amazing. The New York Mets started it off with Jose Quintana, but then it got concerning. Jose Butto comes in the 7th inning, allows back-to-back home runs to make it 2-0 Milwaukee, and we all thought it was over. But then the 9th inning starts. And one player that's gotten a lot of hate this series in the second half of the season was Pete Alonso. Now, Pete Alonso, ever since he's come up, I've loved him on the Mets. He's done so many good things for the Mets, and you have a feeling that it could be his last ride with the team. And during this game, from him struggling at the plate in the beginning to an error at first on a pop-up that should have ended an inning, didn't lead to anything, which is good, but besides the point. A lot of people were saying, let Pete Alonso walk. Well, I think Milwaukee should have said that too, because Pete Alonso, with 1 out in the 9th, with runners on the corners, hits a home run into the first row in right field to take the lead with a 3-run go-ahead home run. Starling Marte single to score Jesse Winker later. Put on the insurance. David Peterson, of all people, gets the 3 outs, including a double play to end the game, and the New York Mets are through to the NLDS for the first time in nearly a decade. What a team. What a team this is. And the story of the New York Mets lives on for at least another week. We all thought it was over for the New York Mets as that game progressed. After Butto allowed both of those home runs, I think a lot of people were like, pack it in, it's over. Because there's no way the Mets are scoring off Devin Williams, right? There was not a chance. Wrong. Mets put up 3 on him. After struggling against Devin Williams in game two, he struggles against the Mets in game three after the Mets flipped the script and the New York Mets advanced to Philadelphia, to the city of brotherly love for a battle of the National League East between the Mets and the Braves. Mets and the Philly. Oh my God. I just said Mets and the Braves again. Oh my God. It's the Mets and the Phillies. I'm too tired for this. It'll be Mets Braves. Uh he's done it again. It's Mets Phillies, Padres Dodgers. Series start tomorrow. Yikes, you know. My God. Holy yips, chat. I don't know what's going on. I can confidently say the MLB playoffs, ALDS are early, NLDS I think is later on in the day, but we got more stuff to talk about. So let's continue the train to the Champions League. And more weirdness happened here because we want more weird things in soccer. And we'll quickly run through all of our games today because there's a story we have to talk about from the Europa League too. Later though. Tuesday started off with Stade Brestois beating Salzburg 4-0. I'm sorry, what? A team I projected to have like 1 point the whole tournament has 6 points through six and is shocking everyone. Are we sure? Like the game started, and I knew this was going to happen when Salzburg had a goal disallowed. The Salzburg dominated the first 10 minutes, and then Brest just took it to Salzburg. 4 goals. And Salzburg didn't have a response. Brest on top 4-0. They're in second in the tournament, by the way. Second place in the league table or whatever. Stuttgart drew Sparta Prague. Um, Very weird result for Stuttgart. They may have dominated possession, outshot, had doubled the shots of Sparta Prague. But if we've learned anything from this season, shots and possession are irrelevant. And it's how many you put in the back of the net. And Stuttgart fall again. Um, where are they in the table? I don't even know. They have 1 point and are in 25th. 25th for Stuttgart. Barcelona took it to Young Boys 5-0. Dortmund won 7-1 and are top of the league. I guess uh, how highly I rated Dortmund looks pretty good. Inter beat Red Star. We're just going over the blowouts. Inter beat Red Star. Slovan Bratislava rather predictably got manslaughtered by, that's the rough way to put it. City walked on, beat Slovan Bratislava 4-0. Yeah, it wasn't pretty. Slovan Bratislava had one shot inside the City box. City had 4 goals from Gundogan and Foden and Holland and James Mikati to go out there and win 4-0. Sporting and PSV play out a 1-1 draw, which I rather predicted. Uh, this PSV grabbed the goal early through Jerdy Shirten. How do you say this name? It's Dutch, but I'm not very good with Dutch pronunciations. We go with Schoten, sure. But a late goal by this name, I do know. That's Daniel Bragantha. 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 Grabs the winner. Well, the equalizer, not a winner, because this game ends in a 1-1. As PSV with 2.56 XG only put in 1 goal. Cool. Leverkusen grabs a big win over AC Milan. Victor Boniface, who earlier, like pretty recently said, I don't want to go to the Prem, beats one of the best teams currently in form in the world, in AC Milan. Uh, Boniface had a goal disallowed. he avenges that goal, that disallowed goal, by scoring his own with the assist from Jeremy Frimpong as Leverkusen dismantle the Milan attack and win by a goal to nil. I think it's every game other than the one we're gonna highlight right now. And you know what kit I'm wearing today. PSG, like, yes, they win a lot of things, but they've never done it in the Champions League. And neither have Arsenal. But PSG had the bragging rights for a long time because they were winning leagues and Arsenal kept blowing it. And Arsenal took it to a superior opponent? What world are we living in? Kai Havertz, Bukayo Saka scored, including Bukayo Saka's free kick that was untouched and went right past the Donnarumma. Havertz is just too good. He's been flying, by the way. And Saka made me eat my words after calling Palmer the best winger in England. Foden and Saka scored literally the same day the video went out, which is kind of funny. And Arsenal win against Paris Saint-Germain because that makes sense, and are now in a position to make up more ground in the Premier League as they play Southampton this weekend. The final game before the international window? Where is this coming from Arsenal? Usually in these types of matches, while they were outpossessed and XG was low, shots were very low from both teams. Arsenal had more XG. They were able to do more with the lack of shots they had. But both games Arsenal have played in the Champions League have been really terrible to watch. But regardless, Arsenal have 4 points. I've grabbed 4 of 6 points, which for them is not terrible. Albeit they drew Atalanta in Italy, and then beat Paris Saint-Germain. Their next Champions League fixture is home to Shakhtar, in in 18 days. So yeah, it's not a bad start for Arsenal to their Champions League run. But once again, the winners were Brest 4. Results were Brest 4-0 over Salzburg. Stuttgart and Sparta Prague splitting the points. Arsenal over Paris Saint-Germain 2-0. Barca over Young Boys 5-0. Leverkusen over AC Milan 1-0. Dortmund over Celtic 7-1. Inter over Red Star Belgrade 4-0. PSV and Sporting level at 1, and Slovan Bratislava losing to Man City 4-0. Wednesday started with Atalanta beating Shakhtar 3-0, which is a very Atalanta result. They've been flying, I think. At least in the Champions League. They're at 4 points too. I'll just word it like this. They've sucked in Serie A. They're in 13th. And they have to play Girona next. But Ademola Lookman, who scores again, grabs one of the 3 goals, and Atalanta is flying in the Champions League, 4 points through 6, including a draw at home to Arsenal. Shakhtar really didn't have any chances at all, maybe one. But all of them were from distance, and Atalanta really shut down the Shakhtar attack. Atalanta 3, Shakhtar 0. Girona and Feyenoord played a classic. One of my favorite games of the weekend. And Feyenoord went on the weirdest way to do it by winning on multiple own goals by Herrera and Krejci. I think it's how you say it. Donny van de Beek scored. But the own goal by Ladislav Krejci in the 79th minute gets Feyenoord all 3 points away to Girona. So Feyenoord score 1 real goal and lose and win. Sure. Whatever. Next game. Benfica grabbed all 3 points in very dominant fashion over Atletico Madrid. Ar Actor That's a name I've really struggled with. Scored in Demba Ba. You had Di Maria and Kochu scoring on penalties. 4.46 XG, by the way, for freaking Benfica. Who would have thought about that one? That was Alexander Ba, not Demba Ba. That was Alexander Ba, the Danish right back. Good pickup in EAFC career mode, by the way. But back to actual football. Benfica swaggered all over the field and beat Atletico Madrid 4-0. Dinamo Zagreb grabbing a result, drawing Monaco. Pretty good result for the Croatians. Liverpool beat Bologna 2-0. McAllister grabbing his first Champions League goal. Salah grabbing a goal as well. Liverpool on top. Juventus and Leipzig playing another good match. And it was won by Conceição, right? I think that's how you say it. I know Francisco Conceição and this guy are different. Yeah, it's Conceição. The 21-year-old winger from Portugal grabs the winner off the bench for Thiago Motta's side. Dusan Vlahovic grabs 2 goals himself, a red card to the freaking goalkeeper. Michel Di Gregorio made this all even weirder. We'll go over when the red card was. We had a lot of injuries in this game, but Michele Di Gregorio got a red card in the 59th minute right after Dusan scored the first goal. But then Juventus, because they're Juventus, score 2 goals after the red card and win the match. Conceição goal and assist, Juventus win. Sturm Graz played Club Brugge. I thought Sturm Graz was going to dominate this game, but Christos Tizolis had other plans and grabs all 3 points for Club Brugge from Belgium. Lille and Real Madrid. I said Real Madrid were going to go unbeaten and be the only team to be unbeaten in the league phase of the Champions League. Go and get 8 wins from 8 and move on as top of the league. Jonathan David must have heard what I said, and the French side win a penalty. Jonathan David scores, and Lille, of all people, is the one to beat Real Madrid. Statistically, Real Madrid had chances. They had over 2.1 XG. But Jonathan David's penalty is the decider, and Lille beat this Real Madrid team. By the way, this is a Lille team that lost their opener in the Champions League because they went out and lost 2-0 to Sporting, but find a way to beat Real Madrid. Sure. Why not? The team that's behind, I mean, they're actually right next to Real Madrid at the table. Real Madrid in 17th and Lille in 18th. But that result, along with Aston Villa beating Bayern, are like, just what the frick am I looking at? Villa's game was just as weird. Pau Torres had a goal disallowed for offsides, but Joan Duran grabs the winner as well. So Joan Duran, who comes off the bench and grabs the late winner, along with Jonathan David, gets Aston Villa, was a pot 4 team, by the way, and Lille, big time wins. I believe both of them are at home too. Yeah. Home field advantage, I guess you could say, is much more crucial than we thought it was going to be. And Lille and Villa both grab all 3 points. So the results again were Feyenoord over Girona 3-2. Atalanta beat Shakhtar 3-0. Villa beat Bayern, which makes complete sense, 1-0. Benfica over Atletico Madrid 4-0. Dinamo Zagreb drawing Monaco 2-all. Lille over Real Madrid 1-0. Liverpool over Bologna 2-0. Juventus over Leipzig 3-2. And Club Brugge over Sturm Graz 1-0. Taking a look at the table now, Dortmund, Brest, Benfica, Leverkusen, Liverpool, Aston Villa, and Juventus have 6 points from six. Shout out to Brest in second, which makes perfect sense. Um, Continuing the table, Man City, Inter, Sparta Prague, Atalanta, Sporting, Arsenal, and Monaco are all on 4 points. Bayern, Barca, Real Madrid, Lille, PSG, Celtic, Club Brugge, Feyenoord, and Atletico Madrid are on 3 points. If you look at the clubs on 1 point, it's PSV, Stuttgart, Bologna, Shakhtar, Dinamo Zagreb are on 1 point, and the clubs are on 0 points. Some of them are big shockers. Leipzig, Girona, Sturm Graz, AC Milan, Red Star Salzburg, Slovan Bratislava, and Young Boys. Milan, who lost to Leverkusen and Liverpool, so you shouldn't be that concerned. Their next Champions League fixtures are Club Brugge and Real Madrid. Maybe AC Milan's on the one of the ones to watch them maybe not even make the knockouts at this stage. Champions League abound. Premier League for the week. What are the games to watch? Here are the games for Saturday. You have Crystal Palace, Liverpool, Arsenal, Southampton, Brentford and Wolves, Leicester, Bournemouth, Man City, Fulham, West Ham, Ipswich, Everton, Newcastle. On Sunday, you have Villa United, Chelsea, Nottingham, and Brighton, Tottenham. What are the games to watch this weekend? For Saturday, I got 2 games to watch out for. You have Manchester City against Fulham, a Fulham team that's, I believe, lost their opener and haven't lost since in the league. Yes, I think, weren't they the ones that got embarrassed by Preston a couple of weeks ago? Yeah, they lost in the cup to Preston, but since then have won back-to-back and now have to go away to the Etihad. I have Man City winning this game. They're riding on the positive momentum from beating up on Slovan Bratislava like they were supposed to. But at the end of the day, this should be a City win, but I don't know how this game. If this was at Craven Cottage, I was saying 1-1. I have City winning this game. They're too good to lose this game or drop points. I have Erling Haaland brace. City win 2-0. That's my prediction. City have the better quality all over the field. They have the better manager. The tactics they can use they have at their disposal to get Haaland in the position to score. It's too good. I have City winning this game. The other one, shout out Arsenal. They're playing against Aaron Ramsdale and Southampton. I have them winning, just as a spoiler. But that was going to be my other game. There's really nothing else to watch out for on Saturday. Saturday's games are not very good. If I had to pick one possible shock result, it's Ipswich, but they're on the road. I think West Ham needs to pick up some major points, and I think they do it. This would be a perfect time for Nicholas Füllkrug if he's even healthy to play in this match. Because the struggle in front of goal. Oh, I forgot Füllkrug got hurt. Right. This would have been a Nick Füllkrug match, but he's hurt. So Lopetegui, who's just sucked through the first 6 matches in the battle of the lower mid-table teams. 14th West Ham versus 15th place Ipswich. They've won 1 combined match in the last 5, and they have 6 combined draws. 0-0, my prediction, Ipswich in West Ham, because West Ham, even though they have more quality, they've just sucked. That's my thoughts on that one. Because Saturday's games, not that intriguing. Sunday's games are where it's at. You have Villa United, Chelsea, Nottingham, and Brighton and Tottenham. And we're watching out for all 3 of these games. You start off with Aston Villa against Manchester United, a Manchester United team that's drawn multiple Europa League matches. Let's look at their form. So all you got to say about this is yikes. They've won 1 league match since September. In September, they won 1 league match. and that was away to Southampton, who are probably getting relegated. In that span, they drew Crystal Palace, they lost to Tottenham, the international break occurred, and they also, at the beginning of the month, lost to Liverpool. In that span, they've drawn Palace to FC 20 in the UEFA in the Europa League and drawn Porto. And that was on Thursday. What a weird spot Manchester United is in. I mean, the roller coaster of the week they just had with Bruno Fernandes getting 2 red cards in 2 games, which I think is beyond special because I've never really seen that out of a player of his quality. Someone like him go out there and grab a red card like that. But that's not even the biggest headline. First of all, shout out Andre Onana for keeping United in the game on Thursday. But Eric Ten Hag, I don't know really even know what to say about him at this rate. How much longer of a leash will Manchester United give this man? Why is the leash so long? Why? You need results. Your club is, where are they in the league? They're down in 13th in the league. 13th for Manchester United with the signings they made and the talent you have on the field. That's healthy. This club should not be in 13th. They are too good to be here. How much longer of a leash will Ten Hag get? Big game for them against Aston Villa. If United get walked all over the field and ran off the pitch in the end, I would not be shocked if Ten Hag's seat gets even hotter and I don't think he lasts till Christmas. And I think for United fans want him out, but it's not going to be on Sir Jim Ratcliffe and the board on when do you sack this man? Do we wait and make the fans more agitated? Like, how much longer are you going to give him? Because it's nearing the point of do or die time for United if they want to be in the Champions League conversation all year long to get into those Champions League places. They have the quality to do that. With Bruno when has a head on his shoulders, to 2 great center backs in Lisandro Martinez and Matthias de Ligt, who were not good in the Europa League match on Thursday. Andre Onana, who's gotten much better. Midfield that can work. They have a front 3 that can do things. Where is the point that you just say, screw it, and sack the manager? When are we getting to that point? Because we got to get to this eventually. For United's sake, Eric Ten Hag needs to go. And they needed to do so 2 weeks ago. This has to end this season for Manchester United and Eric Ten Hag, or they're going nowhere. If you're going off the idea, oh my goodness, Ten Hag's won trophies here, what has he done in the Premier League? Him and his squad have been irrelevant in the Premier League since he's been in charge. They've never really been in the title race. They missed Champions League spots last year, and the only reason they're in Europe at all is because they won the FA Cup. This has to end, and it has to end now, or Manchester United, I think, have a good chance. With him in charge for a whole season, they're going to be the new Chelsea and not make it with a top half finish. The ball's in your court, Manchester United. Are they going to do it? Or are they going to be stagnant? And they're going to be frustrating and keep Ten Hag where he is as manager of Manchester United. I have Villa winning this game 2-0. This is too predictable. Ollie Watkins, Duran score. The injuries are driving me nuts. Leon Bailey's out, McGinn's out, Mainu, Yoro, Shaw, and Mount, along with Boubacar Kamara. I have Villa winning this match comfortably 2-0 at Villa Park. They've been too good at home. Their only loss at home in my recent memory was against Arsenal, who are in actually a good spot in the league. If you look at the statistics, Villa lost one home game so far this season, and they've lost four in the last year and change in the Premier League. They are not losing this. 2-0 Aston Villa. Next fixture, Chelsea and Nottingham. A Chelsea side that has really surprised a lot of people. They may have infinite players and infinite fixtures because they have to play against teams like Ghent and Panathinaikos in the Conference League, and FC Noah, which I didn't even know was a team till this tournament, who are from Armenia. They've been able to get it done in the Premier League regardless, and they're playing in Nottingham Forest, a Nottingham Forest team with something to prove. Because while they've been able to get points against Liverpool and Brighton, they went out and lost at home to Fulham. Nottingham Forest is not in a good spot either because this Chelsea team is flying. At home at Stamford Bridge, I have Chelsea winning this game. I got Cole Palmer scoring. I think Chelsea wins this by multiple goals. Give me a 3-1 to the Blues, and they're going to be I believe with where they are on the table, are going to stay where they are. Yeah, they're going to stay where they are in the league. Probably be about 2 or 3 points behind Liverpool, City, or Arsenal, or a combination of the three. And then we wrap it up with Brighton and Spurs, a matchup where, honestly, this can go like a million ways. Heung-min Son is out. I have this as a 1-1. The way that Brighton can play at home at the American Express Stadium in East Sussex, Tottenham, who've been in decent form, I believe, as well. Coming off they've won their last 5 in all competitions. Granted, they've beaten Coventry, Quarbog, and Ferencváros, but they have been able to win some games in the Premier League. I don't think they do it against Brighton. They're very pesky at home. That's even a sentence or word. I got Brighton drawing Tottenham 1 apiece. Should be a fun game, though, regardless. Finally, NFL. What games to watch for this week? First of all, Falcons and Buccaneers last night. A Thursday night football game that was actually competent. Kirk Cousins balling. Baker Mayfield was doing this as well, even though Kirk Cousins had 509 yards and almost lost this game. That's special. That's amazing. Drake London, over 150 receiving yards. He had a touchdown as well. But an overtime touchdown with Kaderil Hodge for 45-yard pass from Kirk Cousins wins the game for Atlanta, and the Falcons with over 550 total yards win this game. Madness, complete madness. You had big days from Darnell Mooney. But for the Buccaneers side, they were balling everywhere. The run game may have been irrelevant for the most part, but it's big days from Mike Evans and pretty much Mike Evans. He got his 100th career touchdown. Sterling Shepard got a touchdown, which makes you feel like we're in 2018 all over again. But the Buccaneers just couldn't get it done in the end, and because of pathetic overtime rules, the Falcons win this game. Bucs don't get a chance. Falcons win. They deserve to win. But you'll be begging the question, if the Bucs got the ball, could they have scored? I don't think they would have, but the Falcons winning this game made a lot of sense in the end. Now, what games to watch out for in week number 5? We're going to go over a couple of the games today. For Sunday, Jets-Vikings is on the top of my list. Aaron Rodgers facing one of the teams he used to dominate in the Minnesota Vikings, albeit in London. And it's against Sam Darnold, who was a former quarterback and was drafted by the Jets. Perfect situation for a revenge game for either team. I have the Vikings narrowly over the Jets with a big day for Justin Jefferson. And the Jets lose back to back in a situation where they really can't do that because they get Buffalo next week. I think with the Vikings, with how they can possibly run the ball with Aaron Jones, a former teammate of Aaron Rodgers, and the Jets' struggles in the ground game recently and in the passing game, this is a perfect time to strike for Minnesota. And I think they do it again and stay undefeated. Vikings by 3 in a crazy morning contest in London is my prediction. In the 1 o'clock sessions, you had a couple intriguing contests. We're going to go over 2 of them. We have the Bills and the Texans. You know what I'm saying? Listen, Stephon Diggs against one of his former teams. I have never really seen it end well for the former team. So I'm going to go with the Texans, who didn't they lose last week somehow? Oh no, they beat Jacksonville. I'm thinking the wrong week. The Bills lost. They got dominated by the Ravens. I think the Texans passing and hopefully a revamped run game, depending on if Joe Mixon comes back, is going to be enough. And I have the Texans and the Bills being one of my games to watch, and the Texans winning this game narrowly over Josh Allen and Buffalo. And then I got the Bengals and the Ravens in a classic AFC North battle. Lamar Jackson coming off a major, major win against the Buffalo Bills last week. And the Cincinnati Bengals coming off a big win themselves against Carolina, a game that they had to win last week. I have the Bengals riding the momentum to almost the end, but I have a very high scoring affair being won by the Baltimore Ravens, 38-35, over 70 points scored. Lamar and Burrow put on a show, but it's Derrick Henry, I think, who will walk it off. And not the Bengals, the Ravens will win this game. I have the Ravens on top by 3 points in a high scoring affair. 4 o'clock game to watch out for. I think this is a no-brainer. It's Packers and the Rams. Jordan Love, who came back last week, was solid, but had too many turnovers. He now gets to play against a injury-plagued Rams team trying to get the Packers back the momentum. I think they do it right here. Packers on the road at SoFi against the Rams. Give me the Packers. Jordan Love, 3 touchdowns. Packers all over the Rams, 31-17, my prediction. Sunday Night Football, I am not doing the game this week for Empire Sports Media. It's the Cowboys and the Steelers. Justin Fields and Dak Prescott. You would have thought that the scripts would be flipped and the Cowboys would be doing well and the Steelers are not. But I am going with the team at Heinz Field. Home field advantage on Sunday Night Football is too important. Give me the Steelers by 7, 24-17, my prediction. I think a big day for Justin Fields, big day for the Steelers defense, and they continue to go, and win 4 of their first 5 to start the season. Madness abound and chaos abound as well. And we got Monday Night Football with the Saints and the Chiefs. I think this is a no-brainer. The Chiefs, who've lost Hollywood Brown, they just lost Rashee Rice. I think they're still going to find a way to win this game. Low-scoring affair. I got the Chiefs by 3 over the Saints. Give me a 2017 win. Low scoring, very boring. This game just shouldn't really intrigue anyone. I got the Chiefs winning this game. So many other good games to watch out for, and you can check them all out Sunday at 1 and 4 o'clock. Sports abound. Too many to talk about. But that will be the end of today's episode of the Robbie Basel Show. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hit the like button down below. Subscribe to the channel. Make sure to check out my ESPN broadcast tomorrow, 11 a.m. Eastern, only on ESPN Plus. Link in the description. But for now, I'm Robbie Basel saying enjoy your weekend. See you guys next time.